Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Trading Card Game live video. My name is Jamie and today I'll be taking you through another deck which has come out from the most recent expansion, which of course is Journey Together. But as always, just before we do go into the video, if you do like this type of content and you want to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, then as always, hit that subscribe button and of course, like this video. So let's just go straight into the deck of today. We're looking at this card here, which is a deck that we've already reviewed, although we reviewed the Archaludon variant, and I thought that was the best way of playing Zacian EX. Now I'm not too sure. I really like this build, and I think it's really good actually. It took me by surprise when I was actually testing with it as well. Let's just go straight into it and we can have a look at the differences between this and the Archaludon variant. So this of course is Zacian EX. It is a Pokemon or trainer Pokemon, one of the new archetypes here that we have. 230 HP, a metal type with 2 attacks. The second attack we will not be using in this deck. In fact, there is no way of powering it up. Brave Slash, so that is more or less irrelevant. It is the first attack that we're using, which is Insta Strike for 30 damage, and that is for a single colorless energy. And it does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So make sure you don't hit any Terra Pokemon with this attack, as that won't do any damage. But Insta Strike is just a single colorless, and yeah, if you look at our energy, we'll go straight over to the energy we're playing here. 5 Dark Energy, and just the 1 Jet Energy to allow for versatility. So no no Metal Energy in the deck, which means we cannot use Brave Slash here. On top of that, we also don't need energy to attack with Zacian, as we'll see very shortly. But the idea is just to utilize this first attack here into Strike. That's all we need, basically, with this deck. So, what other Pokemon best pair well with Zacian? Well, we have, of course, Snorlax. It is one of the other Pokemon, and also included in the Archaludon variant as well, for its extra helpings ability, which helps increase our attack by 30, so that's pretty good. It does not stack either, so we can't use multiple Snorlax, we just use one. But we have 2 in there just in case one gets prized, so that's why we have that. Other Pokemon in the deck, since we are running Dark Energy, we also have Munkidori in there as well for its ability. So yeah, we can attach a single Dark Energy to this and move damage around as well. So if we take damage, we can move the damage over. So yeah, I think we can get our Zacian up to 120. If we have a Dark Energy and some damage, we can do 150 as well, so that's pretty good. Also, I found in the Zacian mirror as well, you can 2-shot each other, but if you have Munkidori, then that forces them to 3-shot you as opposed to 2 as well. So that's also pretty good. It's become very clutch in testing. So very good. Another really strong card in this deck, I think is really good, is this Hop's Cramorant as well, for its attack Fickle Spitting. 120 damage, and we can get that up to pretty high, I think. I think it's like 210. So with Choice Band, with Snorlax, etc, with Postwick as well. And of course, if you move some damage over with Munkidori, you can also get up to 240, I believe is the number. However, the drawback to this is your opponent needs to have exactly 3 or 4 prize cards in order to use this attack, otherwise this attack does nothing. But still really strong, and can certainly hit some numbers on one-shot things, so very strong, and certainly worth its inclusion. So other Pokemon in the deck we have is, we've got Maractus in here for Exploding Needles. So Corner is very strong in testing, so loads of people rely, as we are in this deck, with things like Latias EX. So there's no way of actually switching. I mean, not many people do play things like switches and stuff like that. So we can use Corner to trap our opponent's active Pokemon and stop them from retreating, which forces them to knock out this Maractus, and as a result, we can use Exploding Needle. So when this is knocked out, your opponent's active Pokemon takes 6 damage counters as well. So that is also really good, and just a great way to kind of stall your opponent out as well. I think it's just a really solid card in the deck, and can certainly take your opponent by surprise. So that's very good. So one thing that I have found is pretty tricky with this deck is when you are kind of late game and you need to hit some big numbers to get those knockouts. So that's why we have just the 1 copy here of Ursaluna EX for Bloodmoon, so we can utilize that with Season Skill as well, certainly towards the late game. So if we're having a bit of difficulty knocking things out, then that's where Ursaluna comes into play. So that is also pretty nice. Again, with Munkidori as well, we can move some damage over if we've taken some damage. So that can also become 270, which is also pretty nice. And other Pokemon that are pretty standard, Fezandipiti EX in there, so we just have that for Flip the Script. And of course, I've not really used it too much in testing, but I have seen loads of builds play it. Just the Iron Bundle in there, just the one for Hyper Blower, just to add a bit of versatility. That is also quite nice, so you've got that in there as well. So that is the Pokemon line there for you. Let's have a look at the trainer line here. So for Choice Band, so again, really good. So when we have a Choice Band on there, not only does it increase our attack by 30, but also we don't need an energy to attack with Zacian either. So yeah, so we can just attack with no energy and just the Choice Band. So that's pretty good. 2 Hops bag as well. We can search for some Hops Pokemon. So Snorlax, for instance. Yeah, just Zacians, etc., etc. Yeah, 4 Arven in there. Just the one Earthen Vessel. 1 Counter Catcher. Energy Switch is pretty good as well. So if your Cramorant, for example, has just the 1 energy on there, your opponent has we can't attack with it because of the number of prizes, then we can use Energy Switch to switch that off and move it on to another Pokemon. So that's pretty good. Just adds a bit of versatility as well, so it's also pretty nice. Kieran's in there as well. Again, adds more versatility in terms of switching, but also can get those numbers even higher. So for example, that Ursaluna, if you're at like 270 with the Munkidori and then the 240, we can get this up to 300 as well. So some pretty big numbers with that as well, so that's also pretty good. Even with Zacian as well, we can bump up those numbers as well. Another element of this deck as well that I really like is this TM Devolution as well. So if you put some damage, if you spread some damage around on your opponent's side of their board, they've got evolutions like Dragapult, for example. They've got things like Charizards or, I don't know, Baxcaliburs, for example, or Gardevoirs, or whatever they're playing. We can put damage on there up to like 70, for example, if they've rare candied, like, I don't know, like a Charmander. And then we can de-evolve it and then knock them out, basically. So that's also really strong. So that's another element that this deck offers, and that's also why we have here just the 4 Arvens as well. So we can search those things out. So that's another way that you can kind of play the deck if you're playing against a deck that relies on evolutions. So, and yeah, if you think about it, this deck, it's quite tough to hit those big numbers like those 330s and stuff like that, so that's why Devolution is really good within this deck, so that's another option you have. 3 Postwick, pretty standard, gets those numbers up as well, so yeah, does 30 more damage with your Hops Pokemon, so that's pretty standard. Recovery, we've got Night Stretcher in there, 3 of those. We are relying more on Nest Ball since we do have a lot of Pokemon in the deck, so they're not all Hops Pokemon, so that's what we've got for Nest Ball, as opposed to playing more Hops bag. So that's that. My tech of the deck is this Penny in there. I've got 1 in there. Basically, just if you're Zacian, especially in the mirror, if your Zacian's taking a bit of damage, we can pick it up and then just put it straight back down again, so that's pretty nice. I played this over the Tauros just because we want to pick up that Choice Band as well, and then we can put it back down with the Choice Band and continue attacking for nothing, so that's pretty good. That's my tech of the deck. We've also got there 1 Pal Pad as well. With Pal Pad, we can recycle things like bosses, we can recycle things like research, we can recycle a lot of things, Kieran as well if we want to, etc, etc. Yeah, I don't know, Prime Catcher as well as our A spec of choice, so that's why we're going with Prime Catcher in there. Very versatile, can bring things up, knock them out, especially like those low HP Pokemon with Zacian. That's pretty good. And of course, we've also got the Snowy Mountain in here as well, so basically just forces your opponent to take damage when they place energy onto their Pokemon, which sets up some nice plays, especially for things against like like stage 2s and things like that. Then we can de-evolve them and try and knock them out in that way, so, or move some damage around with Munkidori. But that is pretty much the trainer line there. That's everything that's in the trainer line so far. And the energy line, which we've already seen, 5 Darkness in there, so, and just the 1 Jet Energy. Jet Energy just adds a bit of versatility, and all of our Pokemon can utilize colorless energy to attack the ones that we need to attack with. And of course, yeah, and so for that reason we have Darkness Energy in there as well to utilize their Munkidori, and yeah, any other Pokemon that you kind of want to attack with. So So that's the deck. There are loads of ways in which we can kind of utilize this deck and play this deck, subject to kind of the matchup you're playing. If you're playing against stage 2s, if you're playing against the mirror, etc, etc. But I think this deck is really, really strong in testing, and it's actually kind of made me question what is the best variant of Zacian now with Archaludon or this one. But I'm really liking this build, so to say. But let's go play a game with it, and let's go put it into practice. Okay, so let's see if we go first or second. Yeah, we definitely want to go second. We don't have any evolutions, so that's absolutely fine, so we'll go second. We don't have any evolutions in the deck, so we rely solely on basic Pokemon. Okay, not a good start. I guess we'll go with Cramorant active for now, that's absolutely fine. We'll just put that on the bench for now, so that's okay. So, yeah, so we don't rely on any, so actually we do have Charizard, interesting, okay. Another Charizard build. Okay, so for this matchup in particular, we want to try and... so Munkidori is going to be pretty useful here. We've got our TM Devolutions in here, so that's kind of the play that we want to go down the route of. So let's have a look. Nice, we've got Choice Band in there as well. Cool, that's very good. So, okay. Sorry, opponent's turn, so that's why they want to do it first. It makes sense. So yeah, if we play aggressive enough, we can get the knockout on this Charmander and put some 30 on the bench as well, so that we can do. Also keep in mind that we do not have a weakness to that Charizard, because that Charizard is a dark type. It is not a fire type, despite the fact that it utilizes fire energy. So it should be interesting. But yeah, so okay, that's fine. So yeah, what we want to do here is try and just yeah, spread some damage around, and then we can de-evolve those Pokemon, or just knock them out if they haven't evolved as well. So we'll have to go pretty early on and quite aggressive here. But I think Nest Ball, we can get Nest Ball, we can get our Zacian out there, we can put the Choice Band on it, Fezandipiti, and then maybe Research, I think. I was thinking to Arven for something, but we need, we could Arven for, we need a couple of things here. We need a Snorlax out, just to bump up those numbers, and then we need, what else do we need? Or Postwick, and then we need some way to get this out of the active as well. So maybe Prime Catcher would be nice, maybe, okay, nice, okay, good setup. So yeah, and there's another thing with Devolution as well. If they use Rare Candy to evolve their Pokemon, then we just it basically makes them waste a Rare Candy, which is quite nice. No, double Nest Ball, nice. Okay, so I definitely think the play here then is let's go with Zacian there. Let's get that out. Let's stick the Choice Band on there, and then let's get our Snorlax. Just go through deck very quickly, see what's in there. Kieran, we can't use Kieran this time. Prime Catcher might be an option. Okay, Jet Energy. Yeah, I guess we kind of guarantee it. Don't really want to. We can get Earthen Vessel actually. Earthen Vessel might be a play. Just make sure the vessel's in there. Vessel, it is in there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, Research. I mean, we guarantee it here, right? That's the play here. So let's Vessel, and let's get maybe what's in hand. How many? Oh, we got another. Okay, that's fine. Do we take the Devolution now, or I don't think we do. I think we leave it for now. Cool. All right, let's just ditch that. Let's do that. Let's get 2 energy there. Then we can get 1 energy on the following turn for the Munkidori. Cool, retreat. Cramorant there, and let's put Zacian in active. That's very nice. Cool, the next time we've got energy on Munkidori, and we've got Research as well. That's very good. 90 damage, that is a knockout. Very nice indeed. So 30, we'll just stick it on the Pidgey, because we can get a knockout on the Pidgey the following turn if that does not evolve. That's very good. Oh, nice, another Choice Band, so very good. Cool, alright, good start. Good start. So, but then if we take some damage, then we can just Munkidori that damage over to Pidgey, get a knockout. That's another way we can do it. So, but yeah, we do want to make sure that we are getting at least the 70 damage required basically, and then we can de-evolve Pokemon. Okay, that's now 90. Okay, so if that de-evolves from a Charizard into Charmeleon, then that would have 90. So as with that one as well. So we could also, I mean, we're hitting 90 anyway. We get a knockout that way. So let's see. Okay. See what that last card in the hand is. I don't know if it's a supporter card or whatever, but if it's not, then they could be in trouble pretty early on. Oh well, okay. It's not looking good for them. So, but it's a double choice band. Yeah. Alright. I don't really want to ditch the choice bands. Okay, well, what do we need here? I don't think we really need much here. We've got a double knockout. I think we just keep the choice bands. So it's a bit frustrating, but nonetheless. We'll hit the Pidgey there. Get a double knockout on Charmeleon Pidgey. That's fine. Cool, okay. This is turning out pretty alright. So let's get it. Nice, okay. Latias, cool. Very good. Cool, right. We can stick that down next turn and yeah, utilize, just make sure we put the Fruit Retreat there. And yeah, super odd. Okay, I think this is going south of them very quickly here. Wait, they got a Clefairy in there. How did they get a Miss Vulture Border? I don't know why they would do that. They don't have any supporter cards. Okay, right. Cool. All right. I think this is done. I think this is done. What are we gonna do now? I'd be very surprised if there were a comeback on the card, so to say. Iono. All right, we're getting Iono. Why not? So stick a Latias there. So yeah, we'll just do that. That's pretty solid there. So. Okay, let's see if they can mount a comeback. They would need a Charizard candy here. If not, I think that is going to be game. So evidently that last card that they had in their hand was not a supporter card, otherwise they would have played it. So it looks like they're in top deck mode. There's an energy there, so that is that is game. That is game. No stadium in play, so we've taken the game there. So let's just go for the knockout on that. Let's just get that over and done with. So, but you can see just on that alone how aggressive Zacian is, just attacking for no energy on turn one, especially if you're going second as well. So very aggressive in so no bench Pokemon for backup, so they are out. So yeah. So you can see just by that alone how aggressive that yeah, Zacian is, but that game was a little bit inconclusive and it wasn't very too long either. So let's go play another game and put this deck into practice, perhaps against another matchup. Okay, so let's go with heads and let's see. Normally your opponent does want to go first, which is good. Heads. All right, so we're gonna have to choose, which is quite nice. We do want first. No, we do not. We'll go second. That way we can play support cards. We can attack. There's just so many benefits of going second with this deck as opposed to going first. So let's see. We do start with the mulligan though. So no turn one Zacian for us. Not yet. Not yet anyway. So okay, that's fine. Okay, just the one mulligan. Yes, cool, nice. We've got a Zacian there. Very good. We've got a Postwick there. We've got cool. Good hand. Good hand. So yeah, Postwick's there, Energy's there just to be on the safe side to attack with. Okay, a Charcadet. All right, we'll see how this goes. This is a fire deck. We're actually weak to fire, so this should be quite interesting. We'll see how this goes. But we need to ensure that we get a knockout on that Charcadet pretty quickly, which is not too difficult. So yeah, this is Ceruledge, I believe. Oh, okay, Skeledge. Okay, I have to work it out. So I know the attacker here is Ceruledge. Cool, that's fine. All right, so we want Postwick out. That's a certain. That's okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so put Fezandipiti there. So we need Snorlax with this. That is a no-brainer. So yeah, that's okay. Cool. Right, that's absolutely fine. So we are dealing how much? We're doing 30, 60, 90 damage with that. That's good. That's nice. Let's just get a Arven out. We'll get. Do we need any more? Do we need any more hops? Pokemon? I guess we'll just get a. Why not? We'll get a choice band as well. Or do we get the monkey? Do we just get the Munkidori out? Select the. Let's have a look. It's just I know Munkidori's in here because I'm sure I just saw it. Sorry. Okay, let's have a look. Munkidori. Or we can also get Latias as well. Or we can get another Snorlax. No, let's just get a Nest Ball quick. Let's go quick. Alright, there we go. That's what we want. Alright, let's get Nest Ball there. Let's get Munkidori because we have energy in hand. Stick an energy onto Munkidori. Hop's Choice Band there, and the next time we've got Research and Catcher as well. So let's get 120 on the board. Knock out that Charcadet. Which means there is no Cerulege for them next turn, so that's good. On the Munkidori, nice. So, but they do have, they've got the Skeledirge in hand, so if they've got a red candy, they can get that out. Although that is that's a steel type. That's not a metal. Sorry, a metal type. That's not a fire. Sorry, it's a steel type. It's a metal type, and it is not a fire type, which is good for us. I have to remind myself what this is. Pokemon, that's fine. Okay, I remember. I think I reviewed a deck with Skeledirge before. So it's going to hit us for 160. They can drop some energy, do some more damage. So that's, what, 240, I believe? Oh, 220. Okay, nice. Survived a hit. Oh, yes, of course, because it's 160 plus 68. Okay, cool, that's fine. Nice, look at that. So we've got a Penny there. Very nice. So is it worth playing Penny right about now? I don't know. But it is worth just using Munkidori there. Let's just get some damage off. Let's take the damage onto perhaps Charcadet. Yeah, why not? 30 there, that's fine. But the problem is here is that if we do that, we can pick that up. We can put Munkidori active. We'd have to retreat the Munkidori. All right, let's do that. We're not in a rush, so let's just use Penny here. Don't really want to ditch the energy on there, but we can research next turn. I'm sure that we'll draw an energy with research there, and then we can just reattach the energy. And we've got Night Stretcher as well. We can also get it back, and we don't, of course, rely on having energy there to attack. Let's just get the 30 damage there on the Charcadet. So that's good. Nice, look at that. It's that tech working for me there, so that Penny. So Cerulege, that's what I was kind of afraid of, is if they get Cerulege. However, oh, Iono. Okay, interesting. We do run the, we've got Devolution there as well. Okay, we said we've got the energy, so we can stick the energy on there. We need a TM Devolution. So if they hit us, actually, no, we could get the knockout. We can get the knockout on both of them, I think. Was that rare candied? That was rare candied, and so that's just 10 short, which we can do. So I think a TM Devolution would do very nicely here. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Cool. All right. So if we get an Arven here, but then we need to get this out of the active spot actually because it's already got the tool on there. So let's see. What can we do? We'll stick Ursaluna. We stick Ursaluna on the bench. It's quite early for Ursaluna. Let's see what we draw here. Bosses. We'll have to, we'll have to Pal Pad these two back in. It's fine. Stick that there. Let's take Archaludon here. Why not? And then we've got, if they get the knockout on us, we've got flip the script next turn as well. That also is a factor. So let's just do that. Let's move some damage over here. Yeah, why not? And I guess 150, and then Yeah, 150, but then we've still got, you know, we haven't got knockout on that, so let's just do Insta Strike, I guess. So put 30 on here. Cool. So 150? No, it's 2, sorry, 120, I believe it was, 120. Cool. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. We'll flip the script, hopefully, see what we get there. And then if we try and get a TM, the devolution as well, that could also be a factor. We can devolve some Pokemon and start to get the knockouts that way. Of course, we wouldn't get the knockout, we wouldn't be knocking out the EX, so we wouldn't be taking 4 prize cards, we'd just be taking 2, subject to what we knock out through devolving there. So cool, right? We'll put Fezandipiti active for now. Cool, Postwick, okay, that's not what we need. Let's flip the script. Okay, we've got an Arven there as well. So Arven will get us, okay, let's have a look. Choice Band, Jet Energy there. We can also switch something else in. They're taking 2 prize cards. Okay, let's Arven. Alright, should we take we'll take this. And we'll get a hops bag there. Yep. Okay, we can also, yeah, I think that's a play. So let's use that. Wait, oh, our other Zacian's prize, that's a bit annoying. Alright, probably should have checked that, but that's absolutely fine. Cool, we can stick that in to get the knockout, or we can de-evolve them both. I think we'll just de-evolve. You know what, I don't want to go with Fezandipiti there. Do I put, maybe, stick that active, there we go. Maybe we'll do it that way and then we can devolution there we go, and knock them both out, and then this way we can retreat our Iron Bundle the following turn. There we go, just do that. And if they knock it out, I don't know how they will. Oh, they're nice to win on the Zacian there, so there we go. Not bad. Our opponent has 4 prize cards there, so our Cramorant there does become a play. So we can, we've got Postwick there, we've got Choice Band, so nice. But you can see the benefits there of, as I said, using Devolution, TM Devolution there. Just trying to de-evolve the higher stage, knock them out. And it means that they're going to require a turn, at least, to get their other Pokemon out. So let us see. So that means they'll have to commit to having Fezandipiti inactive, so we can Cramorant there. So 120. Can we get as high? I think we can. So 120, we've got Postwick, that is 150. We've got Choice Band as well, and Snorlax. I think we can get a knockout on this Fezandipiti next turn. And it means that they'll be forced to keep this active as well, because they need to evolve their yeah, they need to use evolution to evolve their Charcadet. So which is fine. However, here's a potential play. What about if we bosses up this and knock that out instead? So let's stick a Hops Choice Band there. So let's just work this out, make sure. So we're doing 120 there, we've got the Choice Band, that's 150, we've got Postwick, which is 180 there, so 210, we can't knock that out because it's out of range, what am I thinking? Okay, so that is not a play. I don't know what I was thinking. But we can knock out this Fezandipiti though. That certainly is a play. And then... Actually, we could also just retreat this and then bring that up as well. So, yeah, the problem is that that's not going to put any damage on us because that's also a fire Pokemon. It's just going to knock it out on like 1 hit. 270, yeah, okay. So retreat that. Let's put that up inactive. So that's okay. This is tough. This is tough. I'm just thinking to myself, basically, how are we going to get rid of that Charcadet? We can also de-evolve it because we have the Devolution in hand, but we need to get some damage on there in the first place. We need to get at least 80 damage on there. That's the problem. So maybe we bosses that up. We take a hit at that. Actually, we don't even need to boss that up. We can just let's just do that. Nice. And then we can get a Zacian. might just hold out on Zacian just yet. So 210, cool. 210, yeah, that's fine. Okay, all right, tell you what, let's just stick that on bench just in case. Just in case for some reason they stick an energy on there as well. Nice, okay, cool. All right, let's just try and remove that as a threat because we want to make sure that we're taking damage, then we can move the damage off. But if they have, if they can one-shot us, that's not good. We do not want to get one-shotted. So that means we can't move any damage over. So they can take the knockout on our Cramorant, that's absolutely fine. No issues there. But as long as we can get this off the board and then we can just hit something else. I've actually got a Pokemon there that is a 70 HP Pokemon there. We can get a knockout here on the Varoom. Nice, absolutely fine, absolutely fine. So that played out very, very nicely actually, so. Cool, Zacian it is then. So we can get this to finish up the Cerule Edge there, that's very nice, okay. Cool. Yeah, do we need anything in hand here? I don't believe we do. Let's just do bosses. We can just flip the script. Why not? Cool. Yeah, nice, nice. Get a knockout there. 30 on the bench. Sounds solid, right? And then they can't evolve next turn. I don't think we need to really do too much here. So no, I don't think it's a bosses. I think we just go for the knockout. Easy. And we'll stick to 30 here. Nice, we've got bosses in hand for next turn if they do not Iono us. If they did that would be pretty annoying because we're down to one card. There we go. Not bad, not bad. So, yeah, not bad at all. Although they've still got 3 prize cards actually there, so Cramorant does become a play here. We can put Cramorant in, I don't know, how many choice bands did we use? Because we can get Cramorant to 1, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can put that out if you want to. We've got 2 choice bands in there, that's fine. So Cramorant choice band. Oh no! Oh no! Never mind. All right. Cool. 1 basic on the bench. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so just going to tricky out. That's fine. Does it do anything for its attack? I don't know if it does. It's just okay. That's not going to do anything. Oh, they got okay. Evolution. That's okay. Oh no, that's not good. Right. Oh, nice. Nice top deck. Very good. Okay. No, we don't want a vessel. That's fine. Good top deck. I'll take it. And that's game, I believe, right? That has to be game. No, it's not. Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, I think that was pretty close to game anyway. So what? I didn't even see what was in my hand. But we were doing 90. I needed to get the choice band. I think that would have done a little bit more. I don't know. I didn't even see my hand at that point. But anyway. But yeah, that's a good, I think, representation of the deck. Like I said, I was like playing between this and Archaludon. I think this is really, really strong. And again, if you have any stage 2 Pokemon like this Skeledirge or anything that that you can't knock out because they've just got really high HP, you can just de-evolve them for the knockout. So, and yeah, it's just very, very aggressive. In turn 2, you can hit like 120, put damage on the bench. So yeah, really strong. But either way, I will leave the list in the description box below. You can go check it out to let me know what you think of it, if there's any changes that you'd make. And yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions of the deck and which one you think is stronger between this and the Archaludon one. But yeah, if you do like this type of content and of course you want to see more content related to the Pokemon trading card game, as always, hit that subscribe button and of course like this video, that would be great. But there you go, there is the dark variant there of the Hops Zacian EX deck there for you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching guys, and see you all in the next one.